We've focused so much on marketing to particular types of generations, but now we're looking at a generation that transcends generations, and that's generation customer experience, or generation CX. And so it's a very mobile, demanding in the sense of wanting to not experience a lot of friction in their experience with the credit union or with the bank. And Generation CX doesn't come packaged with loyalty. So it has to be earned, and it has to be earned in the moment. The loyalty in the moment says that every way in which you are experienced by today's financial consumers is creating a decision in their mind. And that decision is, do I feel valued and appreciated as a result of this? And will I stay with this financial institution? Will I stay with this credit union? Will I buy more? And will I talk positively about this particular financial institution? Those decisions are happening because there are so many options, the loyalty just isn't there. I think also we're in a culture today that just doesn't prize or value loyalty. And it's just easy to make your changes. And so it's something very deep inside the Western culture in terms of whether or not to be loyal. So one of the things we do is we are measuring at that behavior level. So many credit unions are focused and need to be on the transactions. So are they actually getting the transactions to drive that growth? Well, the question is, what behaviors are being exhibited that will actually create for the success around the transaction? So our model is that selling is a series of events in 5 steps, done in the right order. That's it. Selling is simply a series of events done in the right order. And so our model starts with connecting. Then from connecting, goes into analyzing, from analyzing, informing, then advancing and adjusting. So the key is for, first of all, in that selling process, is that they are connecting well with that member. And they're having meaningful conversation. And out of that meaningful conversation, they are able then to analyze what products would make sense for that particular member. And so the informing stage is now they're informing them of products that make sense for them, and then from there able to advance forward into the next step or handle objections, which is the adjust. So what we're finding is the highest skill, we might say, is actually in the informing. The problem is, because they're not connecting well, they're not having meaningful conversations, then they're not analyzing and they're just presenting product or presenting service. So that means they're not having great success in terms of advancing. So we have to go upstream to the connecting and make sure that that is solid and that they're exhibiting the right behaviors in that particular event to be successful all the way through and meet the transaction goals. It actually makes a lot of sense that the strength is right there in the informing, and here's why. Too often we look at training or sales training as being about product, being about service. So the significant amount of most sales training is know our products and then talk about our products. So once again, it makes perfect sense because that's actually the easier thing. I can sit and talk to you about a product all day long. It's another skill level to connect with you in a meaningful way, understand you, ask questions, being able to analyze what really is going to be best for you, and then present products that make sense to you. Suncoast Credit Union has a very mature member experience culture. They also have a centralized model for handling the member experience internally and externally. So for years they have been working at that behavior level, just like we talked. What are the actual behaviors that will make sense? And so we measure that through the voice of the customer. And so during the actual live transaction, we're in a place where we're able to say, this is what they're doing well by employee, by branch, by channel. These are the areas that need to be improved on. So once again, they have been working very conscientiously, very talented and successful group in that member experience team. And so last year, they approached us about collaborating around a particular innovation. And what they wanted to do was to live stream in the moment member feedback. They wanted an Amazon rigor, Amazon quality of ratings and reviews, and they wanted to use the actual data, the live data that was coming directly from their members through our survey channel. And so we launched that, our teams went together on that, and so now Suncoast, they said this information belongs to our members. We're in a fiduciary role, and so we want to give that feedback in terms of how we're performing around the experience right back to our members. So now on their corporate website, Suncoast is live streaming, we're live streaming on their corporate website ratings and reviews as they occur, as they come in. One of the things is how satisfied are you? How much effort does it take to do business with this credit union? And would you refer this credit union? And then drills down into all of the details that go into that. So that is a credit union that has a high degree of confidence in their culture. And the authenticity and transparency, I think, is commendable, because what they're saying is we are authentic enough in how we want to serve our membership that we are willing to live stream that and do what it takes to make it stellar. So one of the most important things about coming to this conference is that the focus is not only on analytics, but it's also on innovation. And the two of those together, when you put the voice of the member right in the middle of that, now we're doing what we need to do in connecting our analytics and our data directly to the voice of the customer. It's a powerful event to be able to bring together all the different aspects of analytics and to collaborate among those that are in the forefront.